Hello, and welcome to a Tai Chi video series for seated exercises to relax and release the spine, using spiral movements, which we incorporate a lot in our Tai Chi practice. So this is all about segmenting the spine into lumbar movement, lumbar, thoracic, and cervical. So we're going to do a series of exercises to stretch the front line of our body and also the back line of our main channel, or the microcosmic orbit. So the first exercise, well, actually for this whole series, you need to be sitting at the edge of a chair. I have a bit of a specialized stool here, but you can use any chair. At the office, this is perfect for sliding back from your desk, shutting the door for 6-7 minutes, and doing a few of these exercises to loosen yourself up from sitting too long in a clicking of the mouse position. It's best not to have armrests on the chair, so if you can find one without armrests, that's even better. So let's actually work with the side view here, and the first exercise is called the Swan's neck. And so we're going to be stretching, I believe, the front side of the body here. So we want to isolate the movement here, then here, then here. Follow me. So in this case, we do the swan motion first, we rock back, and then we unwind lumbar, thoracic, cervical. Let's go again. We do this exercise perhaps 8 to 10 times. Okay, hopefully you get the picture there. After that, in between all the exercises, we're going to do something very simple, because we're sitting right on our sits bones at the edge of our chair, and we're just going to rock side to side on our sit bones, passing the weight that we feel in those sit bones back and forth, and then may create a bit of a rippling action in the spine. That's what we're after, just some movement in the spine, loosening it up. So side to side, and then front to back, like you would be riding a horse. So that goes in between our series of exercises to break things up. First was swan neck. Let's go into turtleneck. So this one, we are doing the opposite motion. We are going to fold forwards, so we fold using the lumbar, thoracic, cervical sequence, and then when we arrive back, we unfold in that same sequence as well. And you can do 8 to 10, you can do 5, you can do 6, it doesn't really matter, whatever feels right for you. And breathing out as you collapse. Breathing in as you rise up. Breathing out. Breathing in. Lumbar, thoracic, cervical. Lumbar, thoracic, cervical. Now what I did there for the last couple was make it smoother, make it more flowing. We don't want to segment the movement too much. That's just for demonstration purposes on feeling that isolated movement for each section of the spine. When we do this, most of the time we want to smooth it out so there's a seamless movement between the three sections. That's the movement that we'll be using throughout the Tai Chi forms in almost every movement. But this is difficult, and so we have to practice using these other exercises. Even me, you could probably see in the video, I'm not using exactly what I'm saying all the time. So it's all good. Let's throw in some of these side to sides. Feeling those sit bones. And front to back. You don't have to pretend you're riding a horse. Now, what I'm going to do is spiral rotations with just the lumbar first, then both of these segments, and then all three segments. I'm going to do that both directions. So I try at first just to use my lumbar spine, creating a spiral motion in there, and then I bring that up into my thoracic as well, and then I allow my cervical to join in, so I'm passing that weight around on the sit bones, but also focusing more so on just a spiral motion of the spine. And I'm going to slowly stop and desegment back to just that small motion. And then I'm going to switch directions. You may find that one side is easier than the other. I'm finding this direction much harder to isolate the movement in my lumbar, so I just move on, bringing in the thoracic quite nicely here, and then counterbalancing with the cervical. And desegmenting. Voila! And it is very useful to do some other exercises before this, if you can. If you can't, you can use this as a great break during your sitting office work as well. But just go easy on the neck there. Let's finish with a side to side, a back and forth, and that's it. Just do that once, twice, 3 times a day. You're going to find a huge improvement of mobility of the spine. My spine is much more free than it was 2 years ago, and 3 years ago, and 4 years ago, especially with my recent focus on releasing the lumbar in the other warm-up exercises series. That's all for right now. Be well, stay healthy. Bye for now.